just the two of us right now, or?
For right now, I'm going to hit go. I hit live. So we're going to stream.
Okay.
And I'm trying to stream also to Instagram. It's thinking about it.
Okay, great.
There, there we go. We're live. So welcome everybody. I'm Sarah. Welcome to Reading Between the Lines. And I'm joined today by Mattie Caruthers. Mattie, how are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much, Sarah, for having
me. Of course. I want to introduce Mattie to everybody because she's pretty darn incredible. And she has a very impressive background. And what I wanted to do today with Mattie is to talk about what does a film and TV director, producer read. But first, let me explain more about who Mattie is. She's incredibly talented and accomplished, a true veteran in the entertainment industry. Mattie has built an impressive career as a director, producer, and writer of television sitcoms. Her journey began in music at Little David Records, where she worked alongside industry legends like Monte Kay, managing projects for artists like Flip Wilson and George Carlin. She later transitioned to film and television, earning credits on iconic TV shows like The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, My Wife and Kids, and The Jamie Foxx Show. Her television directorial debut on My Wife and Kids earned her a 2006 NAACP Image Award nomination and a 2005 BET nomination for Outstanding Director in a Comedy Series. So Mattie has collaborated with some of the biggest names in entertainment, including Eddie Murphy, Oprah Winfrey, Norman Lear. She's also studied under industry legends like James Burrows, Debbie Allen, and Ken Whittingham. And as the founder and CEO of MacMattie Entertainment, Mattie is dedicated to creating meaningful stories with positive depictions of people of color. From her groundbreaking sitcom pilot, My Sisters and Me, to her award-winning directorial projects, Mattie's passion for storytelling is unmatched. So, Mattie, thank you and welcome Thank you for being here today.
Oh, thank you so much, Sarah. Wow. It's really, you just, took me back, okay, in time, okay, of how long I've been doing this, okay? And I've actually been doing it 50 years now, okay, when I think about all the things that you're talking about. Okay?
Yeah.
40 years in the TV and film industry. And, I've been doing my own production and, living my incredible life that I love doing. Okay. It's so fulfilling to be able to do what you love. Right?
Absolutely.
Love too. So you get it.
I wanted to ask you if storytelling was something that you have always been interested in, or did you kind of fall into it? I mean, did you aim to do all the things that you've done, or did it just kind of happen?
I fell into it. I've had this amazing life. Okay. And even when things weren't feeling so amazing, they were really amazing because they were taking me somewhere.
Yeah.
And so my life started not in Hollywood at all. Okay. I was just trying to be a wife and a mother to my son. And I thought that I was going to have 8 children. I didn't know if I was going to. I didn't know if I was going to be, as they say, birthing babies, okay, or if I was going to adopt some children. Okay, I wasn't sure how this was going to come about, but that was kind of something that I thought was going to happen, and I ended up having 2. Okay. And so I'm so blessed to have the 2 that I have. And, I have 3 grandchildren and I have 5 great grands now. Okay. So that's how it kind of manifested. And I came through a journey where things were difficult. And I've actually, had to struggled through some things. Okay. It wasn't always great. And Sarah, I had a life of living on welfare at some point in my life, in my earlier years.
Yeah.
And that was very difficult. Okay. Because I had to go through divorce and I had to raise my son on my own. And fortunately, there was a woman who came into my life and asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up. And my father, I'll never forget it. He took me to this party, and I didn't know it was going to be this swanky Hollywood party.
Yeah.
It ended up there, but I was, I was down and out. And
Yeah.
through that experience, when she asked me what I wanted to be, I couldn't really tell her what I wanted to be. And she said, "It's okay. It's all right, but you've got to figure something out. Okay,
Yeah.
in the future, just think about it." And this woman called me back, okay, maybe like 2 weeks later or something.
Yeah.
And she said, "I think I got a job for you."
Oh, cool.
And
Okay.
I would love that. Okay, I don't want to be on government assistance. I would love to be able to take care of myself on my own. And I
Yeah.
had no idea how I was going to do that. So she opened up the doors, and that's when I started working for Monte Kay, Diane Carroll, Flip Wilson, George Carlin. Okay, and everything just opened up for me. Okay, and so
Wow.
I was once down, but I came back up, and I thought to myself, if I can do this, okay,
Yeah.
anybody can do this if I can do this, because I
Absolutely.
started believing in me in a different way, and it was just the beginning of my journey. So yeah,
Oh,
that's how I
that's
got in.
incredible. Tell me about the process of, because you also write, but tell me how does it tell me how it works? Meaning, do you have to storyboard? Like, when you write something, do you have to then turn it into a script? But then do you have to like turn that into the screenplay? How does it work?
Everybody's process is very, very different. When I started in Hollywood many years ago, and I would sit at the writer's table and I would watch them go through their process.
Yeah.
And basically, they would just sit and brainstorm, okay, and just come
Yeah.
up with these ideas and say, you know, um, here we've got this wonderful, show, okay, and let's brainstorm some ideas and just kind of talk about it. Let's just talk about some situations and things that would happen
Yeah.
in real life, okay. And so they kind of come out of that, okay, and I would just sit there like a fly on the wall and go, I can't believe I'm actually in the midst of listening to people create.
Right.
Okay. And it inspired me so much. So watching through the process, okay, of just bringing ideas in and then sitting down and then saying, okay, we've got the idea. Now let's flush it out. Okay.
Yeah.
See where that goes. Okay. And then you flush it out and it's like, oh, that's not bad. Okay. It could be better, but this is a beginning. It's a start. And then you start, you know what I'm saying, putting an outline together. Okay,
Okay.
and just listing it and structuring it, okay, and framing it and then reframing it. And so before you know it, okay, it blooms into so many pages with so many numbers on it. It starts, at page 1, okay, and it ends up being at page 10, and then it goes to page 25. And the next thing you know, gosh, I can't believe it. We're into a script, okay, and we're doing, 70, 80 pages of something, okay, and
Yeah.
then it has to fit. You have to bring it back down. You go way over, okay, to
Sure.
the left, okay, and it's too long, okay, it's too much information, and then you have to
Yeah.
bring it back, okay, and you come in around anywhere from I think now it's even can be 30 to 45 pages, somewhere in between there, okay, depending on the story.
Yeah. How long does it take for, like, if you so let's that was really helpful. Like, that helped me understand kind of the visualization of, how it all comes together to create like an episode on paper. But then how long does it take to film, let's say, one episode? Does it take an entire week?
Yes, it does. Okay.
Okay.
And sometimes, if it's a difficult script, it can take, even longer than that. I mean,
Yeah.
hours can be, you can work till wee hours in the morning. Okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes, it may take 7 days instead of 5. Okay. So just depending on budgets and those kind of things.
Yeah.
Okay. You have to get it done. In Hollywood, everything has to be taken care of, okay, in the time frame that it needs to be taken care of.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so there's a lot of changes and a lot of shifting going around, a lot of pivoting, a lot of things happening. But the being that community of people together is what makes it come alive. Okay, everybody takes on a certain portion of the responsibility to get the job done. So it makes it pretty cool.
How much does audience interaction, like if you're recording live,
Mhm.
how much of the audience interaction does that maybe perhaps change or pivot the story at all, if any?
I have seen, we've done shows, you know, we've done shows where there's been no audience.
Yeah.
Okay, depending on the subject matter. If it's real serious and you kind of need the quiet, you need everybody needs to kind of get in their head. People have different methods, so sometimes you don't want to have an audience. And then there's other times, okay, you do these silly sitcoms, which I love doing, okay, and you want comedy, okay, and you get an audience, okay, and they bring in an audience and everybody's synergy is laughing, okay, and it really helps, okay, because it lets you know where the jokes really, if they're landing or not. I mean,
Oh yeah.
you write these things, okay, and you go, ha, 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 it's so funny to me, okay, but you don't know if it's funny to the world, okay? So it's always nice, Sarah, to listen to other people laugh at what you've written, what everybody is putting together, okay, you know what I'm saying? They can, they can be doing, just even some physicalness in their body, okay, doing things like Lucille Ball. She used to be very physical and she used to do all this.
Oh gosh.
Okay.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And then, she could, I mean, who could, she could take a rolling pin, okay, over some dough, okay, and everybody would laugh the way that she does it, okay.
Yeah.
So it's so many elements to it, okay, but it's kind of like that.
When you write, and I realize now maybe that sometimes, you'll get inspiration for something and you can jot it down, but when you're working with maybe a team of writers, that the process might be a little different. But when you write, do you write when inspiration hits, or do you set like a dedicated time to write? What does that look like for you?
For me, it I can be anywhere. And something will come up in my head, okay. Say I'm driving in the car and I'm driving on the street and somebody will do something, okay, on the freeway, and I'll go, oh my God, what are they doing? Okay. And I'm having this conversation in the car. I can be inspired by something that just happens like that. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And I can it just takes me from one thing to the next.
Yeah.
And the next thing is it can be a scene about now I'm tracking it back to my mother, okay, and her two sisters, okay, and she would always ask them, "What are you doing?" Okay, why did you do that? Okay, you know what I'm saying? And they would say, "Why are you talking to me that way? I'm the oldest, okay? You don't tell me what to do." Okay, so it could come.
It spirals.
It just starts brainstorming, and I put it where I live. I put it where I understand.
Yeah.
Okay. And I love that. And so they come at night. I wake up in the middle of the night and I go to my husband, "Hey, you got to wake up. I got this great idea." Okay. Sometimes he rolls over, Sarah, and sometimes he goes, "Okay, what you got?" Okay. Cause he's just trying to bring it out. Okay. And I go, "I promise I'm not going to keep you very long. Okay. I promise I won't." Okay. So it can be that. And then I'll get up and I'll come in my office right here. Okay, this is where I create and I just sit and I just let it all come out because it's starting to pour and I've got to get up. So sometimes I'm up until 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, okay, because it just wants to pour and I can't go to sleep because it's there, okay.
Now, are you handwriting or are you typing?
I like to handwrite, okay. I think there's feelings, okay, in writing. And when I write it out, after I write it out, of course, I'll transfer it over, okay, to my computer and do it. But I give it all the love I can with my hands, okay, my hand. I love writing. I love, you know what I'm saying? I love putting the dot on. I love putting the exclamation point. I love me doing that, okay, because it's part of my dream. So, yeah.
Now, you mentioned My Sisters and Me, which we should transition to. So you have written and filmed a pilot called My Sisters and Me, and anyone can go watch this on YouTube, which I highly recommend. But this was inspired by, I believe it was your mother, right?
Yes.
And her sisters.
Yes.
So tell us more about the storyline and then the project itself.
Okay. Thank you so much. Well, it's a multi-camera comedy, and it's about 3 generations of middle-aged Black sisters, okay, who must live under the same roof without killing each other. Okay. So that's the whole concept, okay, that I put together. I was like, how do I express this? How do I say this, okay, about my mom and her two sisters, okay? And they were such an inspiration to me. And you know, the show is it's funny, it's warm, it's absurd. And you know, it kind of puts you in the vein of Schitt's Creek and the Upshaws and the sprinkle of
Yes,
Golden Girls. Okay, so it's kind of in there. Okay, and my theme is about family relationships. Okay, and love. Okay, and that's I think that you know, it transforms all over the world in all cultures. Okay, I mean, people
absolutely.
see it differently, but I love being able to tell it from that perspective. And so again, my it is based on my mom and my two aunties, and I'm telling it from my mom's point of view. Okay.
Yeah.
And they would always, you know, have these fights, okay, and you know, they would laugh, okay, they would just go through this sister thing that they had, okay, you know, I think everybody has one, brothers or sisters, they got some kind of sister brother thing, okay, that they do. And I'll never forget, okay, they always made it a point to disagree, but then they would come back and they would agree. Okay. And
Yeah.
there were always, you know, shenanigans going on between them. So, you know, seeing their stories is what, you know, motivated me to become the storyteller that I am today. So I'm so grateful for them. Okay. And they're right here with me all the time. Every time I'm up at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, I say, it's your fault. Okay.
Yeah. I also know that on YouTube, you have also recently filmed an interview with some of the actresses, but also I think your PR agent for,
Yes. Yes.
and that's really nice too, to get a little behind the scenes for people about you know, how the actresses got into character and more of the inspiration for the show. So I really recommend everybody go watch that. And again, I'll have a link to Mattie's YouTube channel in the description. But it's Mattie Mac Entertainment
Yeah,
is the
it's
YouTube
it's
channel.
it's Mac Mattie Entertainment.
MacMattie. Okay,
MacMattie
got it.
Entertainment. Okay.
That's right.
Yeah, and the
Um,
reason that I got that name, okay, Will Smith, Will Smith used to always come on the stage and say, you know, first he would say Matty Mac, okay, the way you said it. And then he started turning around and he said, Matty, okay. So my
I
name,
think
yeah, so my name became that on the set, okay. And so I'd come in the morning and set up my, you know, my little podium, okay, and get my script out and get ready, okay. And everybody would come in and say, hey, Matty, you know, what's up? You know, so we had a lot of fun, but that I always carried that love with me. And so, you know, I named my entertainment company
it's
after it.
really
I
cute.
loved it.
Um, That's a good transition because I have another question, which was you've had the opportunity to work with a lot of really big names in the industry,
Yes, I have. I've been
you
blessed.
know, actors and actresses as well, but musicians and so on. Do you have a favorite celebrity that you got to work with?
Wow, that's a hard one. Okay. I've worked with so many greats. Okay, I can't even name them all. I mean, I started, as I said, you know, with so many that I already mentioned. Okay, but you know, I mean, I've gone from Norman Lear to Tom Hanks to, oh my God, you know, to Quincy Jones. I don't know. I just have too many to name. Okay, Muhammad Ali. I mean, you know, Michael Jordan. It's just too many. It's
I
too
didn't know about Tom Hanks too.
yeah. Yeah. I
That's
mean,
pretty
it's
cool.
just so many that I'm going to leave a lot off the table. Okay. To say, but they've all taught me so much. Okay. And I think that that's why I want to give the love back. And I want to
Yeah.
give it through the stories, okay, that I want to tell. Okay. So this is just the beginning of it. And, you know, it's going to blossom out to so much more. But all of these people that have come into my life when I started, you know, unfortunately, but maybe fortunately, on welfare. My dream
Yeah.
was to hurry up and get off of it because I didn't feel I needed to be there. I just didn't know how to do it. And
Yeah.
just by me going to this party and opening myself up to this conversation with this lady. And I really didn't say much, okay, because, you know, at that time, Sarah, I wasn't feeling good about myself. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I was coming out of you know, a divorce was happening, and my child, it was like, well, what am I doing? Okay. So life can seem like it's cruel at times, okay, and you may not understand yourself and you don't even believe in yourself. And that's where I was. And then I got lifted, and all of these people they all showed me what to do and what not to do. And
Yeah.
what to do. Okay. So I'm so grateful for everybody. And so no, I can't say one. Okay. I can't say one. I've just had too many beautiful opportunities, and I'm grateful. That's what I'll say.
Everyone should also check out, and I'll have a link to this, Mattie's Instagram too, because she has some great photographs from years ago, and even currently, but photographs of some of these different actors and actresses and directors and producers that she's been able to work with. So really fun to see, kind of again, like a behind the scenes kind of peek into, the industry.
The one that I have up right now, Sarah, about the interview, I want to say this. Okay, Tanya
Mhm.
Hart, Stephanie Spruill, okay, my main actress, Elia English, okay, and my publicist who's amazing, okay, Edna Sims. It's just been, they're fantastic, and I want to make sure that people know about them too, okay? And so as I keep moving through things, I'm always picking people and lifting up, okay? Because
Oh
everybody
yeah.
lifted me up and continue to do so. So I just want to keep spreading the love around. So you guys, make sure you take a look at these fantastic people. You're going to see a lot, okay? And then also I want to give a shout out to Torn Floyd, who is a singer-songwriter, and also
I know
Rashid.
Torin.
Yeah, Rashid. Yeah, you know Torn, okay, and Rashid Lanny, okay, who was the composer of the music, okay, of My Sisters and Me. So you guys listen to that song, because those two geniuses were just amazing. And the clip tonight is about them as well, okay. Clips, yeah, we're on clip 7, guys. We got
Love it.
16 of these wonderful, interviews, okay. And clip 7 is tonight, and you can go back and watch from 1 to 7, okay, 1 to 6, okay, and 7 is on tonight at 5 o'clock PST time, okay.
Cool.
And they're just little teasers. You can take a look at them, and then the interview will come out. But you can get some sneak peeks at what's going on, okay, in Hollywood, and how great people are out there, okay. And I'm always bringing more in, and we're going to do some behind the scenes stuff, okay, and we're going to do some more shows and things, okay. So things are coming along, okay. So thank you.
Very cool.
I appreciate for you giving me the opportunity for that. Thank you.
Of course. Okay, so I'm going to transition a little bit and talk. We talked about writing. Let's talk about reading a little bit.
Okay.
What are some of your favorite books or favorite authors who have inspired you?
Whoa. Okay. Gosh, I have so I've got so many of those. Okay. But the first one I want to give a shout out to is this one.
Yes.
Okay. This is called Against All Odds. And I am not a person that, I've had people say to me, oh, you should write a book, you should do this, you should do that. And I just love it. Okay. And I think my my love for this book in particular is because I'm doing it with like 30 other women. Okay.
Yes.
So I love that when it was brought to me, the opportunity, my instinct was to say no, but I said yes because there were other women's stories in here, and I thought that was just amazing. And I thought, oh my God, okay, it's so. I wanted to be a part of people who have, who want to tell their stories, and who could tell just a little bit of something about themselves, okay, and how they persevered and moved past things, okay, like I have. So that's what reeled me in. Okay, I said, okay, I guess I have to do this one, okay, so I'll do a chapter, and everybody gets a chapter, and I felt like I was sharing, and that's what I loved about it, that I could share, okay. And so it's been an amazing journey, okay, and the book has gone bestseller, okay, and so I just feel like it's an amazing thing. So again, everybody go in, okay, listen to these stories, okay. Again, it's called Against All Odds, okay, and there's so many wonderful stories in there, that you probably can relate to and understand, okay, and will love, okay. So yes, it's a shout out to me, but it's really a shout out to all of these incredible women,
the co-authors as well.
And there's some gents in here too, okay.
There are.
Yeah, there's some gents in here, because I want to leave them out, okay, because everybody's story is wonderful, and they stood up and said yes, okay. So yeah, Yeah, just check them out.
I'll have a link for the book as well, because, and again, this one is really important because of the stories. They all lean into tenacity, resiliency, and
Yes.
then ambition.
Yes.
And it's really inspiring for, I think, for everyone will be able to relate to this.
Yes.
So
You're absolutely right. Thank you so much, Sarah.
yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Any other authors or books that inspired you maybe when you were a kid or just as an adult?
This one right here.
Oh yeah. Dale
Okay.
Carnegie.
Yes. Okay. I love this one.
The
Okay.
Art of Public
The
Speaking.
art of public speaking. Okay. You
Now
have to
why?
know. Okay. You have to know what you're saying and why you're saying it. Okay. And why it's important to you to say it. It's
Yeah.
so important to know those things. And I'm constantly, as you guys can see, I've got my little tabs in here, okay, where I'm constantly, okay, learning still. I pick it up and every day I learn something else. Okay. So I'm just so grateful to have that. And then my other one I love, okay, when I'm doing a little bit of something is it's called Story, and it's by Robert McKee. Okay. And if the structure of story, I mean, anybody coming into the business and wanting to know about this, and I teach a lot of my students, okay, this book as well, okay, because it's great for it to be on paper, but it's nice for them to be in the thick of things, okay, and really understand how to go about doing it after you read it, okay. But it's kind of one of my I tell them, you've got to go in here, you got to read. Okay. And if you don't want to read the whole book, I want you to read a chapter. Okay. And I want you to tell me what the chapter means to you. Okay. Because they'll say, well, what does it mean to you? Well, it's going to mean different for me than it does for you. Okay. But then there's going to be some similarities. Okay. And we can talk about those and how you're going to become the best writer. Okay. That you want to be. Okay. Out there in the world, I direct. Okay. As well. Become the best director that you want to be. Okay. Whatever it is, the best actor you want to be. There's skills, there's a skill set. And it's important for you to know, especially now, okay, because we're moving faster and we have a social media, everything is very different. Okay. And the bot is involved in a lot of things now. So we got to pay attention, right, Sarah?
Yeah, I do. Okay, let me ask you this. This is not a question that I had mentioned to you, but does AI come into play? I mean, for your students, maybe they ask you this a lot, like how much of AI should be, or maybe not at all. How much do you work with AI?
I don't work with it a whole lot because what I like to do is to go in my own brain.
Yeah.
Okay. And bring out what I need first. My creativity starts here.
Yes.
Okay. And then the feeling comes in. Okay. And so that's the order that I go in. And then I bring that out into the world.
Yeah.
Okay. And I think that is so important for people to understand.
Right.
Okay. You can always go to AI. Okay. You can always get an answer. Okay. But the essence of the answer that you really need is in here. It's in you.
100%.
Yeah. Okay. So it's going to give you a lot of things and you're going to copy and you're going to do this and you're going to do that. Okay. But again, if you don't love what you have, you're never going to do the best at anything that you want to do. And I learned that, okay, just by allowing myself to accept that very first job. Okay. And I learned so much again, okay, because I saw people go up and down on roller coasters and we're all very human.
Yeah.
But you have to understand your human existence, okay, and why you say it's supposed to be for you. If you name it, you're going to claim it one way or the other, good or bad.
Yeah.
You better think about that, okay, before you do that, okay, because you deserve the best. That's all. That's why.
For somebody who's wanting to get into writing or into screenplays, or just telling a story in general, or maybe it's that they do want to get into Hollywood and into the film industry, what would you suggest to them? Like, what's your advice?
I think my advice for the people that really want to sit down with themselves, okay, I'm going to tell you, be in the moment of who you are. Be vulnerable.
Yeah.
It's hard to sit, Sarah, in vulnerability. it's really
Yes.
hard to sit in it and be still.
We
But
spend a lot of time each day avoiding it.
yes, we really, really do. Okay. And there's a lot of distractions and a lot of reasons why we can get distracted even in our own head. We don't even have to go outside. Okay. And like I mentioned to you earlier, I'm on the freeway. Okay. And why is this person doing this and blah, blah, whatever I want to say. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I can get up in my head and sit right here and do the same thing. But sitting, okay, and really allowing myself, okay, to have that feeling of uncomfortableness and know that it's okay to be uncomfortable. It's really okay to be there. It's a lesson that is there for you to understand, okay, and take
Mhm.
it into the next best adventure. And when you do that, things will just start coming up. They'll just come up because they've always been there. It's
Yeah.
just that we've got so much clouding it. It's hard for it to say, I'm right here. I'm not gone. I've never left you. Whether
Yeah.
you call it your God, your universe, whatever you name it. Okay, it's right there for you. So be kind to yourself and allow yourself to know what your creativity looks like. Okay, feel it.
Yeah.
Okay, be with it, sit with it. I don't care how uncomfortable you are. It is okay to be uncomfortable. I have to say that because so many people avoid it, as you
Yes.
said earlier. They really do.
Yeah.
Okay, stop it. No, stop it.
Mattie says you got to sit with it. I like that a lot. I think that's so true for
Be
so many
still.
people. We distract ourselves and we don't want to sit with it because it is so uncomfortable. But when we do meet that fear or that uncomfortableness, whatever you want to name it, there's a story there. And there's also some healing that can happen too when you listen to it and pay attention to it.
And I
So,
tell you, the best thing for people who are creative and understand who they are, when they discover themselves even more,
yeah.
oh my God, they're just going to grab themselves and give themselves just so much love. Okay. And say, thank you so much. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't
Yeah.
thank ourselves. We thank other people for doing things for us. And oh my God, that's a beautiful thing too. Okay. And
Yeah.
people in Hollywood have done so many wonderful things to me. And then there's a few that's done some bad things too, Sarah. Okay.
Yeah.
But you can get through those things. Why?
Yes.
Because you love yourself first.
Yeah.
Well, I
And you
think,
have that.
yeah, it's important.
It's important, I think, to hang on to to your own power that you
Yes,
have,
it's
and
so true. Yeah,
the authenticity of
yeah.
you is what's going to make your story even better.
Oh, I love that. I
So,
love that. Yeah. And there's so much power. There's so much
yeah,
power in all of us. So thank you, Sarah, for that. I really appreciate you bringing that
I
up.
love that. Okay, before I let you go, are there any other projects or any updates about My Sisters and Me that you want to
Ooh.
share or anything?
Well, there's always beautiful things going on with My Sisters and Me. Everybody wants to know who Elia's delicious man is in the show.
Yes.
It's like, can we see this guy? Okay, and some people are saying, "Oh my God, I can envision who they think he is." Okay, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I'd love to hear who you think the delicious man for Elia could be after you've seen the show, or if you've seen the show already. Okay, that would be a great one. Okay, because we are going to cast. Okay, and we're going to be casting more people for the show. And this delicious man, we would like to know who do people want to see with Elia? Okay,
Well, my vote is Idris Elba.
I love it. Love
That's
it.
who I was picturing when I watched the
Nice
pilot.
choice.
So,
Nice choice,
yeah.
Sarah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I just had somebody call me and say Lenny Kravitz. Okay, so
Oh. Yeah, that's a good one
so it's
too.
pretty amazing. Okay, people just have their own vision, and I just love that. Okay, so it's going to
Wow.
be interesting as we go along. Okay, then as the show moves and does its thing. Okay, so it's going to be fun. Okay, and I'm very
Yeah.
excited about it. Of course, I've got we've got some movies and things that are also, we're in development with. Okay, I'm not able to say right now.
Okay.
Okay, under my MacMattie umbrella, but things are moving and shaking, and this is the year. Okay, it's the year to win. It's every year is a year to win. Okay, but how much do you want to take with you, Sarah, from
All of it.
2024? Okay, you know what I'm saying? I have been
right.
sitting and looking at my wins, okay, and say, what did I actually come out of here with? Okay, and I just have to say, I've done a lot of work. Okay, a lot of work. Okay, and it's just been amazing how I've had to work on myself, and I'm so glad that I have. And
Same. That's how I feel exactly. Yeah.
And the rewards are coming, and I'm going to keep working. Okay. And as I keep moving, I want to take some people with me so that they can see what it looks like. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And some of that stuff in 2024, you guys leave it there. Don't drag it over here. Okay. In 2025. Okay. But the good things that support you, please bring them in, of course. Okay. And just enjoy yourselves. Okay. And just know that, as my mom always say, you all that and a bag of chips.
Oh, Mattie, you're all that and a bag of chips to me.
So are you, Sarah, to me too. I'm so glad we have this wonderful friendship. Amber told me to you as well. Okay, hello. Okay, she said, give her my love. I said, I'm getting ready to jump on with her, and she says, give her my love. Tell her hello. So hello from Amber.
Hello, Amber. I love you. I had a dream about Amber last night. That it was a stress dream, and she was like, anyway, it doesn't matter. All I dream about is work. So Amber was there.
Work. Well, that's okay. Work can be fun. Okay.
I
like Rihanna's song, work, 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 work. Right?
Yes.
Na,
yes.
Na, 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 na. Hey, we got this, right? Yeah. So keep going. I mean, my life isn't always up, but most of it is up. And there's more that I can bring, up. Okay. And I love the quote. I think it's Les Brown. He said, if you can look up, you can get up. Okay. And I've never forgot that. And so that's where I'm always doing. I'm always looking, keeping my head up there. Okay. And looking up. Okay. Because I know there's more for me. And I know
so beautiful.
I know there's more for everybody else too. Okay. I never leave anybody out. Like everybody on the planet. Okay. Just wake up, smell the coffee, know who you are, and you good to go. So let's do this. Okay. Let's go.
I love it. Well, I can't beat that. So we're going to end on that. Mattie, thank you so much for being with me
you
today.
Can talk all day, right? I love it. Thank you, Sarah, so much. Okay.
My pleasure.
love your podcast. Okay. It is so innovative. Okay. And I'm just loving you. I love your mom. Okay. I'm having so much fun. Okay. So keep up the good work. Okay. And anything that I can do to support, I'm here.
I know. Thank you, Mattie.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.